Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video. This is Jamar. I'm a content marketing specialist based in New York who specializes in brand strategy, and content development. And the reason why I'm putting out these videos, putting out this information is to support the community with the challenges that they might be facing, whether they're executing on marketing efforts for themselves or whether you're a professional that is executing on these tasks to promote a business. Also an IT student as well. I'm currently in an accelerated program to get some IT certifications under my belt and continue expanding on the skills that I've been developing for quite some time now. I actually just recently just passed an exam. Microsoft has an exam for Azure, their cloud service platform. And the exam is AI 900. But, this exam particularly goes over the back end of AI. What are the ins and outs of it? How does it function the way that it functions? How does it get programmed the way that these tools get programmed to execute the tasks that they do? Which is pretty interesting. I think that, it gave me a lot more insight on, these tools that we're even using like ChatGPT. How do they work? And, without further ado, today's video is going to be focused on how do you generate the Ghibli anime style that everyone's seeing all over social media right now. How do you use ChatGPT to convert an image to something like that? And, before we even jump forward, I just want to ask you guys to please subscribe to the channel and like this video. It definitely means a lot, and it will help me generate a lot of momentum and reach the right audience as well. So thank you guys for that, and let's go. All right, so the first thing that you want to do is actually head to the ChatGPT website. For those who don't know, to get to ChatGPT, the web address is chatgpt.com, right? And once you get to ChatGPT, what I would suggest is to create an account if you don't have an account, because if you don't have an account, the work that you end up doing on there is not going to be saved, and you want to be able to go back and make references or probably even kind of piggyback off of something that you did in the past. So once again, create an account, guys. All right, once you guys create the free account, you guys are going to see a chat box open up, right? And this is pretty much where you're going to ask ChatGPT to perform certain tasks for you. This is where your results are going to be shown, right? So where it says ask anything, that's where you're going to type your prompt. And the prompt is basically the instructions for the chatbot to produce some results for you. And another important aspect to really pay attention to is under where it says ask anything, you'll see the plus sign there. Once you click that plus sign, you're able to attach an image. And you need to attach an image because you have to give ChatGPT, the file that is going to convert, right? Because that's what you're performing right now. You're looking to convert an image into a different style. So again, using the plus sign is how you're going to submit that image to facilitate this conversion. Obviously, I can't tell you guys, what image to convert. You just need to find an image. You guys can decide that on your own. And once you do figure out what image you want to convert, just for the fun of it, you can attach that file. And once you attach the file, we still need to submit the prompt where it says ask anything, because we need to submit the image and the prompt together, right? Honestly, guys, I do not remember what video I watched, but I got this prompt from someone's YouTube description. So just to pay it forward and, show my gratitude for me even being able to get that, I'm going to leave the prompt in the description of this video as well. So whoever is looking to use ChatGPT to do this, you can use the same prompt going forward, right? So once you type in the prompt, once you copy and paste the prompt, you can just hit enter on your keyboard or hit enter a return if you're using your phone, and this will generate the results for you. As you guys can see, ChatGPT successfully converted this image for me, and I think this is pretty dope. I went with a picture from The Matrix, a movie scene from The Matrix, because this is one of my favorite movies, and I really like how, like, even look at Trinity's jacket. Like, Trinity's wearing like maybe like a patent leather jacket because it's really shiny, and ChatGPT is able to find a way to reflect that. Like, and they look like themselves. It looks like Neo, it looks like Trinity. Their outfits look pretty spot on. It looks like a real anime version of the Matrix movie. That's what we're looking at right now. So this is the power of ChatGPT and the new image generation update that they got recently. There's definitely other styles that you can do. Maybe I'll create some other videos focusing on those styles as well. But one of the things that I did want to talk about as well is ethics in regards to using generative AI to do things like this. We're living in a time where technology can replicate popular art styles with the click of a button. It's exciting, surreal, and opens up creative possibilities we never imagined. But as we explore these tools, we're also facing big questions about ownership, inspiration, and integrity. None of us have all the answers, but we can develop our awareness and work towards creating more responsibly. I know some of you are wondering, who is Ghibli in the first place? According to Google, Studio Ghibli, founded by Hayao Miyazaki and Isao Takahata, I hope I'm not butchering that, guys. They're a Japanese animation studio with a distinct art style that features hand drawings, detailed backgrounds, and soft pastel color palettes, a combination that stimulates a feeling of warmth and nostalgia. So, how are users able to copy their art style? Well, in March 2025, OpenAI, which is the platform that, administers ChatGPT, rolled out a new update that enabled image generation inside ChatGPT, right? Allowing users to create, edit, and refine images directly in the chat using prompts without the use of any third-party tools. And this is extremely helpful for anyone who wants images to be created quickly and accurately, including social media graphics, mockups, diagrams, etc. But it also poses a threat for artists that have developed their own unique format. Is it ethical to copy other art styles? It's natural to be inspired by the art we love, especially styles as iconic as Studio Ghibli's, excuse me. But when AI tools replicate these styles without credit or consent, it raises important questions about fairness and respect for original creators. Many artists spend years developing their visual expression, and seeing it mimicked by machines can feel discouraging. As we explore these new tools, considering the impact on real people behind the styles help us create with more empathy and intention. Who should be held accountable here? Accountability in the age of generative AI doesn't fall on one group alone. Developers, platforms, creators, and even casual users all play a role in shaping ethical practices. It's not about blame, it's about shared responsibility. The more we understand how these tools are trained and used, the more empowered we are to advocate for transparency, credit, and fairness. So, how can we use these tools responsibly? These are my suggestions. I would give credit where credit is due. If you converted an image and you know that you were inspired by a particular art style, then I would definitely shout them out, give them credit, and be bold about the fact that you're inspired by them, because that's a form of respect as well. I would avoid using AI art for profit per se. Like, if you're going to convert an image into a style that you did not originate, you shouldn't be making money off of that. You can also, what I would suggest is, if you're so inspired by that style, find a way to tweak it, find a way to adjust it so that you can kind of make it your own. I think that that's a good way to go about that. You want to choose ethically trained AI tools as well. Some AI tools are very transparent about how these models are trained and programmed, and that might give you an indication as far as which platforms are better to use. And you just want to stay informed and open to feedback. Like this is a new AI is actually not a new space, but the amount of AI use and what it's being used for right now is fairly fairly trendy. So there's a lot of regulations that are going to come in place, and a lot of changes and a lot of adaptations that are going to take place, and people just have to stay informed, for sure, for sure. I've used ChatGPT, I've used Copilot, I've used Leonardo, I've used Midjourney. There's so many different, image generation platforms out there. So I'm just curious to know, what are you guys using? What do you guys feel is the best and why? Just let me know in the comments below, and if you guys have any other questions or any other concerns or anything like that, feel free to reach out for sure. But that's going to be the end of this video. Again, guys, it really means a lot to me when you subscribe, when you like the videos, when you share the videos. I'm looking for some real support to just continue growing this community and make sure that this information gets to the right people. I hope you guys have a great day, and thanks for listening.